Hey, sixth graders. For some reason my button didn't work. So we're starting a new chapter this week. It's the end of this week. So we're going to start learning about the solar system. So first lesson is models of the solar system. So we have a My Planet Diary career, picturing the solar system. When Walter Myers was 7 years old, he found a book with drawings of astronauts walking on the moons of Saturn. Ever since, he's been making space pictures himself. At first, he used pencil. Today, he works on computers. He likes using computers because he can create images that are more like photographs, such as the ones below. And I can show you what those look like here. So you have a man on the moon and then a picture of the moon. Or a different planet. I guess it doesn't necessarily, it's not the moon. As an artist, Mr. Myers can show scenes that haven't been photographed, such as ideas for future spacecraft and the views from another planet's moons. Mr. Myers especially likes creating views of what human visitors to other planets might see. His work has appeared in books, magazines, websites, and even on television. So what tool does he use? Well, he first started with pencil, but now he uses computers. And then why do people use art or other models to show objects in the solar system? Because it's difficult to photograph those objects and we can't visit them ourselves. Rather expensive to go into outer space and difficult to photograph, as it says there. So, two key questions. What was the geocentric model and how did the heliocentric model develop? So, a lot of information today. Ancient observers, including the Greeks, Chinese, and Mayans, noticed that the patterns of the stars didn't change over time. Many early observers thought Earth was at the center of the universe. Then we have, I don't know how to say that 100%, I think it's like hey, but GE is the Greek word for Earth. Geocentric means an Earth-centered model. So in a geocentric model, Earth is at the center of the revolving planets and stars. Ptolemy, who was a Greek astronomer, further developed this model. And then we have Helios, is Greek for sun. The heliocentric model was developed by Aristarchus. So heliocentric means Earth and the other planets revolve around the sun. So it's a sun-centered model. So we have geocentric is an Earth-centered model. Heliocentric is a sun-centered model. The Copernicus Revolution. So a couple sections here on different astronomers. So we have the Polish astronomer Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus was able to work out the arrangement of the known planets and how they move around the sun. So here we have the sun, you can see Earth, its moon, and then Jupiter. So he published his work in 1543, and his theory would eventually revolutionize the science of astronomy. Next we have Brahe and Kepler. Brahe was a Dutch astronomer, and Kepler was Brahe's assistant. So after years of detailed calculations, Kepler found that the orbit of each planet is an ellipse. So Ptolemy and Copernicus both assumed that planets moved in perfect circles. Tycho Brahe made much more accurate observations, and then Johannes Kepler used those observations to figure out the shapes. And we find that an ellipse is an oval shape. Okay, so those are my best drawings of an oval. We have the sun again, Earth, and Jupiter. And those are an oval or ellipses. Next we have Galileo. And there's not really a good spot for me to put my bubble. So Galileo's evidence. However, evidence collected by the Italian scientist Galileo Galilei gradually convinced others that the heliocentric model was correct. So remember, that was the one that said sun-centered. In 1610, Galileo used a telescope to discover 4 moons around Jupiter. So you can see that in the picture. There's 2 there, but there would be 2 more. And here we have Earth, the moon, and sun again. This proved that not everything revolved around Earth. He discovered Venus goes through phases, and the phases of Venus are similar to the moons. So he reasoned that the geocentric model, or Earth-centered model, must be incorrect. For our vocabulary for today, geocentric, an Earth-centered model, heliocentric, Earth and the other planets revolve around the sun, which is a sun-centered model, and ellipse, an oval shape. So please complete the Edmodo questions for lesson 1. make sure you ask a few questions. I'm happy to answer them. And then just read each question and answer option carefully. Select the best answer. Let me know if you have questions.